So, Mike Harley Jr. and our awesome moderator, Freddie.
Thank
Give it up for them, guys. Come on.
Yes, sir. Started, man. How y'all doing? Good. I like to have fun, interact. We all came to network, but we want to have a good time as well. So glad to see y'all. Glad y'all showed up. Just want to let y'all know the team at 161, how awesome they are. Most of y'all know it, but we connected over, I believe, like two weeks ago during Christmas. They reached out during Christmas. I have a podcast that's done fairly well, and they reached out to me during Christmas to do this event. And so everything you see today, we've made happen in a week and a half. But we couldn't have did it without you guys being a part of this, showing up and showing us love. So first of all, thank you to you guys for showing up and showing support, for sure. But shout out to the panelists from the last panel. The things that you've been able to accomplish. I'm a person that's overcome, everybody in this room for that fact, has overcome their fair share of adversity. And as you can see, I got a podcast called Trials of Triumph. And to kind of give you a background on that, I played at Florida State in college, went on to play with the Bears in the NFL, and after my NFL career ended, I went into life as an entrepreneur. Ended up writing a best-selling book, releasing a film, but the reason that all of that came about is because at one point in my life I was homeless. My story blew up. I went from being homeless to making it to the NFL. Story blew up, and now I get to share my story across the country. And I got a podcast that did 40 million views on YouTube last year. So everybody in this room has overcame their fair share of adversity to get to this point, and I'm all about celebrating people that continue to grind through the adversity, because none of us would be here today if we didn't do that. But before we get into it, I want to have all our guests introduce themselves.
My name is Ryan Izzo. I went to Florida State with Freddie. Played for New England, Tennessee, and then still trying to continue my career.
Mike Harley, University of Miami alumni, played for UM, played in the NFL for Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins.
Kayvon Webster. I went to South Florida, Miami native, 8-year NFL veteran. I'm retired now, in the restaurant field, in the AI field, different fields.
So while we're here to network and do our thing, everybody's here too because they know the national championship is coming up on Monday. So we had to get some elite athletes on the panel. So I'm looking forward to picking their brains, learning more about their stories, and ultimately educating the next generation of athletes. So this is a question for everybody.
Hello. I wanted to take a pause because, typically after the first panel, we got a lot of people talking. You guys over here by the drinks, if you guys are talking, please take it outside. I want to respect all of our athletes' time. Some people flew in, some people drove in. Adam, game-changing fuel. If you guys take it at least outside or over here or something, I want to respect all the athletes' time. They gave their time to come over here and speak with us. I want to be respectful of their time. Thank you.
All right, so you guys all played at a high level, and you've seen the shift at the collegiate level now. Every single one of us played at a time where we were grinding, and most of us, I don't know about y'all, but I remember times where, man, what's going on? I remember times where, I didn't necessarily know where the next meal was coming from when I spent my scholarship check. But now you got players that they making millions. I went to Florida State a few weeks back, and you got players pulling up in foreign cars. It's different now. So I wanted to get y'all thoughts on the college football landscape now, and ultimately, people are so big on building a brand, but do you guys believe that the foundation should still be performance first before building the brand, trying to build a brand?
Want to go first? Oh, well, I'll go first. I really think that what's going on in today's football is taken away from the actual sport. All you're hearing about is money, 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 and you're not really hearing about what it takes to, be a great football player or be a great athlete in general. It's a lot of like our coach used to say, it's like it's a circus outside, and there's a lot of stuff going on. But the athletes that came before, what's going on, we put in the grind for us to be able to, achieve things like that. So it is a great thing what's going on because kids are able, to take care of their families before they go pro. Some might not even go pro, but still they'll have that benefit of, the NIL field right now of, being paid as a collegiate athlete.
If you ask me, I'll say it's a blessing and a curse. The blessing, like you said, they're able to make, good grip of money, take care of their families, do what you got to do. But, the curse on the other hand, is the distractions that come with it. Every new level is a new devil. You know what I'm saying? So with the money that these kids getting, you never know what they deal with outside the facility. Families acting over here, you got friends over here, you got them spending money on nice foreign cars, jewelry, and things like that. And my last year in college, that was the first year NIL. So we really didn't know what was going on, but we was getting like, a couple of little checks here and there. But now, I just wonder, do the coaches and all the guys that's giving out the money teaching these athletes about taxes and teaching them about, savings and things like that? Because how fast this money comes, and money can go fast as well.
I think the money's good for the sport. I feel like the money's been around there, and the players have just been kind of waiting to collect their fair share of the pie. So I'm really happy for the guys, and I hope they do the right thing with the money.
This is another question that's for everybody. What's a mistake that you see young athletes make, in college, on social media when they're trying to, build their brand? And what advice would you give them when they're trying to avoid making these mistakes and while still ultimately leveraging their brand, for success?
It's hard to really say that they're making a mistake, because when you're giving a whole bunch of money, the first thing in your mind is take care of the things that you weren't able to take care of. I would just say, the mistake I see a lot of athletes make from this new NIL thing is just going to buy these luxury cars and going to buy this jewelry or things, just material things, There's a lot of other things they should look into spending their money wisely.
Hello?
To the mic, you got
I'll say, just protecting your face, your name, your image. Protecting your face, your name, your image, your brand, it's eyes everywhere on you. Definitely when you're a Division I athlete, the world watching you. You never know who's watching. So, my advice to guys, I just say, just stay under the radar and, keep the main thing, which is why you're there. Play football, get your grades, and win, Same thing like the NFL. The money is going to come. You keep the main thing, just playing sport, dedication, hard work, and everything else. Go from there.
I feel like the branding and the marketing, it's good to expose these college athletes to it at an early age. It's just going to prepare them for what's to come as they continue to build their fame through the sport of football.
I kind of build on, it's a little bit off of that, but one thing I would say, because I know that I didn't take advantage of it enough when I played, I told a little bit about my story, but a lot of athletes, they're uncomfortable with the social media space and, ultimately putting themselves out there. But you're at a level now where everybody wants to talk with you. You're at the top of your game. So leveraging that platform, for myself, if I would have took advantage of some networking opportunities when I was playing, it probably would have made things easier for me on the back end. And so for this generation of athletes, I would say leverage it while you have the opportunity, because it's hard on the other side when you're trying to transition into the real world. But I want to get into, this one for you, Mike. Ultimately, we here for the national championship in Miami playing in it. You had some legendary moments at Miami. You guys are part of the turnover chain, wave. What does it mean to you to see what the program is now?
It means a lot. I'm very, 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 very happy, man, for these guys. I felt like I had to crawl for them to fly. You know what I'm saying? So it just mean a lot to the community, mean a lot to all the alumni, mean a lot to all the guys that paid the way. We had to get our hands dirty, and we tried our best to make it there, but we there now. So the job not done. Got one more game left, and we're gonna pull through.
Hate to do this, but after that, we got to follow up with a no. Izzo, Izzo, you were a star player at Florida State during the time when Florida State was good. But kind of talk to me about your time at Florida State and ultimately one of the most memorable moments you had at Florida State.
Hello. I'll probably say my most memorable moment there was just winning. Winning the Orange Bowl, getting to go down to Miami and ride on jet skis. It was, it's kind of a surreal situation. I grew up on a mountain in New Jersey, so we're going off of Miami's success. I was hoping that even if you guys lost last week, that it's gonna be a rough championship game for you guys. So it's going Wolves for life.
This for Kayvon, you being a track star in college, and I wanted to know, ultimately you're a retired athlete now. Does the speed translate even once you at this age now? Do you still feel the day you can go out? Because I'm still active. I still run. I played fullback, but I'm still active. I still run. If we lined it up right now.
I think it never really leaves you. You just slow down just a little bit. But I think I could still get out there and run a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a no for me. But this one is for everybody. This is championship weekend, man. Every single person on this panel has been part of winning the championship. What is it as far as preparing for the game and ultimately staying focused until the biggest moment of your life?
Majority of the team probably played football since we was like 4 or 5 years old. Everyone played football. You started early. How I look at it, you just go out there and play the game. Just go out there and play freely. I feel like the team that go out there, worry about the crowd, unfocused, make mistakes, mental errors and things like that, it's gonna cost them. Just go out there and play free.
For me, winning a championship takes an incredible amount of focus, but it's a team effort, so you don't want to do more than you have to or do less than you have to. You just got to stay in the moment and take it one moment at a time, and as those moments build up, at the end you will see where you come.
I feel like the way I was taught that it made a lot of sense to me was on your good days, make sure you're writing down what you're doing and try to repeat that. So whatever you're doing when you wake up, just write everything down and try to keep repeating that. And I feel like success will come from that.
This next question is for you, Ryan. You were the 73rd person to catch a touchdown pass from Tom Brady, the GOAT. Kind of walk us through his process and some of the things that you've seen behind the scenes that most people don't know about his preparation.
Well, when you walk into the door at the practice stadium, there's a couple things posted on the board, and it's do your job and speak for yourself. And he's a guy who he put his head down and he would just do his job. He was worried about delivering great balls to the wide receivers, eliminating turnovers. So I think my lasting memory of him is him just curled over, looking at his laptop, very observant of Belichick and taking notes and just being where your feet are.
The next one for you, Kayvon. Your rookie season, you had the opportunity to be around Champ Bailey, one of the greatest DBs of all time. Kind of walk us through some of the things that you learned from him and what it was like to watch his process.
So with Champ, for me, with him being one of my favorite players and then getting a chance, to play with him, it was just all about soaking up how he went about being a professional, his attention to detail on any opponent that we played, And just he was just super laser focused on just controlling his controllables and balancing the things that he couldn't control. So whatever he could control, that's what he, really focuses all into. And I kind of picked up that trait, controlling what I can, being in the moment, and doing the very best I can, one moment at a time.
So for you, Mike, you had a lot of success at the University of Miami. Like I said, the second time you second on the reception list all the time at UM. And then you had the opportunity to play for the Dolphins as well. And you had to play with Tyreek, Waddle, guys that, like you, were explosive fast, but they were more seasoned in the NFL. Kind of walk me through some of the things that you learned from them during your time with the Dolphins and how you were able to take it with you moving forward.
Oh yeah, my time with the Dolphins, it was great. You know what I'm saying? They just come in and go to work, show your athleticism, see how fast you is, because it was attracting me every day. Dealing with even like Odell Beckham, guys like that. And to piggyback on my rookie year and my second year in the league, I played the Cleveland Browns. I picked up a lot from Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. They was the type of guys, hard-nosed, very humble, and they always kept the main thing. The main thing, and the main point I picked up was a routine. You know what I'm saying? Them guys, they'll come in the building the first thing in the morning, 6 o'clock. They the last one leaving, and they did it every day. So me just being a rookie and a second-year player, just watching, I picked up having a routine will get you through and, keep you successful.
For you, Izzo, a lot of people talk about under Belichick, and of course now variable, the Patriot way. What was it that separated the New England Patriots from everybody during the time that y'all were making y'all run and winning championships?
I feel like it was showing up on the tough days, and just putting a smile on your face, having a great attitude, and just knowing that it wasn't going to be easy. It was very similar to our time at FSU. Full pads during the week when you don't want to be doing that, and practicing tough against the guys, blocking your guys like it's a real game. Yep. So I feel like it was just the hard times, getting through those together as a team, and just at the same time bonding, off the field with all the stuff that people got going on in their lives.
Now, I'm not going to let you slide because you also played with Grunt and Edelman. And we hear some of the stories, so we can't let you leave without giving us at least one. Hey, it's up to you, man. It's up to you. I ask the questions and I leave it at that.
I would say it was me getting used to seeing Edelman just go to a casual bar and it turns into a parade. You got countless fans just following him, and it's kind of like a movie. It's something that I had to get used to, and to understand some of the things that come with stardom and fame. So I would say it was just going to the bar with him and seeing the parade of people that would just kind of congregate to where he was and support him.
Okay, Von, this one is for you. What did it mean for you to walk out as a captain for the Super Bowl and also had the opportunity to play with another, Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning, to see his process?
It was really big for me to be a captain the Super Bowl year. All of the adversity that I had faced leading up into that point, and then being named the captain, it was just like the work hadn't gone unnoticed, and the team and the coaches had saw the work that was put in without going back and forth about what position I'm playing. And the thing about Peyton was he let everyone know what their role was, and everybody stuck to their role. And I think that's what led to us winning the championship, because everybody knew what their role was, and everybody was laser focused on that.
Mike, this one is for you. You've had the opportunity to play in the United States along with playing in Europe. What's the difference between the culture in America versus the culture in Europe, preparing for football games, man?
Oh, preparing for a football game?
Preparing for football games, fan base, all of those things.
Oh, it's very fun in Europe. The people, yeah, the people they're very nice, man. You know, they really cherish the game, and just preparing wise, you know, you just gotta be on your own. So I took a lot of, like I said, I took a lot of advice and the routine things from the guys I play with in the pros, and went over to Europe. I was really like a inspiration to a lot of guys, you know, teaching them the ropes, you know, teaching them the little things. So I just really put them on game how to move as a pro and how to be as a pro, to be a pro. And it was very fun out there. You know, I came out with a championship, traveled the world, free, and yeah, it was nice, man. It was nice.
Take it.
Last question for everybody up here. We're here for the championship game. Who winning on Monday? Who y'all got on Monday, and why?
I'm gonna go with Miami. Just for the simple fact, I'm from Miami. I was committed to Miami. I wanted to go there, but it wasn't in my deck of cards. And it's always great to root for home team.
You know, Miami. It's good. It's good for America. You know what I'm saying? It's in the hometowns, in the stadium. So you know, realistically, we know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? That's good.
So there is a little bit of Miami on Indiana, Mendoza. So you know, I'm a Knoll. My chaplain of the team told me to never support Miami. So as much as I love competing against you guys, you know, I'm going with Indiana.
All right.
That's what we expect.
Are we gonna open it up for some questions?
Anybody have?
That's what we expect. The nose to go for it.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, quick question. All right, so you guys played in the league. You guys are vets, right? You guys been in the league 8+ years. Some of y'all still trying, right? If I'm not mistaken. So with that amount of money that you've made so far, I know you're in the restaurant business. What's the pivot or the opportunity that you guys are seeing for yourself? And then what's the pivot or the opportunity that you might see for these younger individuals? Like we got people like KPMG here. We have a few guys like Justin Tuck. He went into the financial services. A few guys that are getting into Web3, et cetera. So just want to know from you guys' standpoint now, as grown men, in order to kind of talk to the younger men that are coming up, what would you tell them as far as like the pivot and the opportunity that y'all have seen? It might be personal, it might not be, but just kind of want to get y'all take.
So me personally, I would say, you know, after getting out of the game, it was just like, what am I going to do? How do I keep moving? And, you know, that's the key to life. You know, you keep moving. Once one game ends, another one starts. And I always had that thought process as being an athlete, you know, like, dang, one day I'm not going to be able to run as fast or hit as hard or, you know, do these things that I loved to do as a kid. I'm eventually going to have to grow out of this kid's game and, you know, jump into some new fields. And so me, I've experimented in several different fields. You know, I've written books, you know, that writing, you know, does something for me. It's like a relaxer thing. I jumped into the restaurant business because I like eating food. You know, after the football games, we always used to go to restaurants and it'd be, you know, packed with fans and, you know, females and things like that. So I thought about, you know, getting into the restaurant business because I know people love to eat. It's an essential thing. Another thing that I, you know, jumped into was I'm in the HVAC field now where, you know, I'm learning a lot of things about, you know, refrigeration and air conditioning and how to help other people do diagnosis with that. Also, you know, jumped into the AI field where I have a wellness AI business. It's called HerbWise, and it's basically we collect data from different supplements that people take. We have meetings with the FDA to see how these things could be approved for us to say, yes, this cures this or this cures that. And I'm into a few different things. So for me, it would just be like, just keep going, find that thing that gets you going just like football. and don't stop until you reach that championship. And even when you reach that championship, get one, two, three, four, keep going. You know.
What I had to say, like a lot of older guys and vets told me, save your money so it can save you, and never burn your bridges, and keep your face clean, because you never know who you may run into along the way, after football, during football, things like that. But for me, for my pivot, I mean, I'm still young, I'm still, still going, but I try to use this platform and the pigskin to inspire others. I'm heavy in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I try to spread the gospel as best as possible using this platform called football. The pigskin, the ball. So that's what I've been doing in Europe, just inspiring a lot of guys. Just everywhere I go. The person I am, the energy I bring. You know what I'm saying? As long as I touch someone and speak the gospel to someone and teach them about something, my job is done. I'm still young and I'm still going, but in the meantime, that's my main thing that I've been doing.
My thing is just taking advantage of all the resources that the players are offered. I took advantage of something, organization called PAC. You just have to have, I'm pretty sure it's either 1 year, 2 years of just practice squad time in the NFL. And they teach you about entrepreneurship, real estate, and there's multiple other things that they're able to educate you on. So I'd say for any of the players who feel like they're struggling, just make the most of your resources, and make sure you're reaching out to people, and you'll get taken care of.
For me, I don't want to disrespect any of these high-level athletes up here, because in the league, for me, as soon as I bent down to tie my shoes, I was gone. So, but I figured it out. That being said, I would say for anybody, leverage your story. We all got a story. Every single person in here, no matter what field you come from, we all got a reason why we do what we do. Leverage that story. Our story for most of us is the reason why we continue to push on the days that we wanted to give up. So leverage your story, man. For me, most rooms, like, I haven't done with these guys none, but then they hear my story, they're like, oh, this guy's overcame a lot and they want to, talk to me. So for everybody, I say leverage your story.
We got one more. Ready.
Hello, my name is Li Jing. I run a company called Star Global Group. So I grew up in China, which we don't have football. And you guys already made to the top of the game, like championship, everything, the glamour, the women, everything. But I'm curious, why do you think some people like Tom Brady would made it so successful and have like $300 million contract versus some people got in jail? That's one of them. The other thing I would like you guys to share, one of the biggest failures, your biggest failure you ever had, because we all grow from our failures. And what did you learn from it? Thank you.
So I guess I'll go first. Failure, I feel like failure is something everyone experiences, especially if you try to do something and you stop, doing it. But the key to life is to keep moving and keep going. And so one of my biggest failures would be, I would say, I was in the restaurant business for, going on 8 years. It is a tough business because you got to build systems, and you got to build teams, and you got to rely on other people. You can't just rely on your self-skill. So a failure of mine would be, I've grown. I've opened 4 different restaurants, thought I had the right teams, but it all came back down on me, having to manage all 4 spaces. And, that could be a lot for one person, trying to preach the vision to, the whole team, especially if they don't come from where you come from or have the mindset that you have about, facing adversity and overcoming it. And I've had to, sell something that was my baby, and, that's tough, because you put these floors in and then you start seeing people, the traffic, coming on these floors that you laid until one day, you gotta shut the doors and it's no more, people walking on these floors that you built. And so that would probably be a failure of mine, but I won't consider it a failure. It was just like lessons learned, taking time on building teams and actually getting to know people before you start investing money, and just trying to be around the right people. That would be one of my failures. Just continuing to travel through people to find the right team.
How I was brought up, I won't even say failure is a word. I'll probably say setback, or what my mom always tell me, best delayed but not denied. So with that being said, like I said, I'm still young, I'm still in the field, but every level I played, I got cut on Pee Wee. That's like the Mighty Mouse 4 or 5 year old. I got cut on Pee Wee. I got cut in high school at St. Thomas Aquinas in 10th grade. Obviously I didn't get cut in Miami. I had a full scholarship. But I got cut once I got to the league. But how I look at every setback, I leave it all up to God, and I feel like it's protection. And if you're speaking to me, I just look at it as protection. You know what I'm saying? Just protection ahead, because God see everything ahead. We don't know what's ahead of us. Only God do. So every setback that I had, I never questioned it. I always, put my trust in the Lord and thank Him in advance for everything, because once He set you back, He gonna clear the path for you, and all you gotta do is keep going and let Him pick up that cross, and you just keep going. So that's my advice on that.
I'd probably go off the failure one. I would say in anything you're doing, do not prioritize your work over your family. It's a little more personal for me. I just missed, like a funeral and a wake of somebody very close to me for work. Just a big regret of mine, and something I would never do again, and would advise everybody to just prioritize your family over work.
I'm gonna touch on. I'm gonna touch on the Tom Brady question first. Ultimately, this game, some guys, it's about being in the right situation and ultimately putting your best foot forward every single day. And you've seen it with Tom Brady. But it's also about staying focused. A lot of things are introduced to us at the highest levels. And, for myself, I came up in an environment where I didn't always have, the right type of people around me. And it's ultimately understanding that in order to go to that next level, if people are holding you back, they can't go. That's just what it is. Either you got to come with me or you got to get out the way. So Tom Brady and, some other guys in the NFL have done a great job. Anybody in y'all businesses, there may be friends that y'all work with, but they were holding you back. It's still love, but bro, if you ain't helping me, you gotta get out the way. But as far as a failure, I would say my only failure was in life when things didn't go my way and I blamed other people. And instead of looking at the situation as far as what I could have learned from it, how I could have gotten better, I blamed other people. I feel like obstacles are meant to strengthen us and prepare us for the road ahead. So blaming other people at that stage of my life showed me that I wasn't mature. So that was my biggest failure in life.
Hey, give it up for them, man. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to do it, Alex. We're going to do a quick picture if you guys want to stay for